Hi guys, Mark Ferrasci, Project Dog Training on Dante. One thing I forgot was my little noise that I wanted to do here. Oh boy, good. Ah, good boy, good. Good, yeah, good boy, good. Yeah. I'm trying. Good boy, good boy. Good boy, good. I want a good bite. We'll call it good. Ah, good boy, good. Yeah, good boy. Good, that's my boy. That's good. Yeah, good boy. Trying to get him to learn to go for that second bite when I present it. He's not doing it. He's already back here, so good, good. That's my boy. Good. Go for calmness and then sound, right? Good boy. Good, yeah. Good boy. Yeah, good boy. Yeah. Good boy. Good boy. Good. Yeah, good boy. Good. Good boy. Good. He's not even flinching. Good boy. He'll get used to this. Good boy. Good boy. Boy, he's back there. He's back there. Yes, he is. As deep as he can, huh? And I'll go back to how I cue it. I cue it when I get him to do that double bite when he comes back in. When he's biting frontal, my goal is to try to push pressure on it and make him want to take that second bite. When he takes the second one, I'll right away go up underneath the neck and praise him with a good. I'll try to mark it, right? So we start developing him going in for that push. And then we'll start working on pushing. Remember, pushing is not natural, guys, whether you think so or not. Just because it became a fad or became something we started to do all the time, we got it in our sports now. PSA is pushing. A lot of different sports are going out with law enforcement into it. Why is it that they're, oh, there you go, good, he just did it. He just dug in and I let him have it. Good boy. So the reason they're doing it is because they have come to the opinion, and they're probably right, that it causes too much harm on the suspect to have a dog ripping. Their teeth are designed to rip, guys. And for years we've done this pulling that comes from Schutzen, comes from IGP. The dog has learned to pin because it's more natural in the instincts of the of the prey cycle, okay? If you don't know what prey cycle is, look it up. It's where the dog starts to hunt. He starts to stalk. He springs after his prey and he chases it and he drags it to the ground. And the last part of that prey cycle, and they use it in Schutzen all the time, is when they let the dog go in that big old circle. He's carrying his booty. He's carrying the kill, and now that takes the dog's head into a different spot, okay? Each one of these steps in that prey cycle has the dog's head in a certain place, right? That's the genetics and that's the instinct of an animal that's been built to go after game and to pull it down to the ground. That's the pulling. That's what Schutzen's always started with. They want deep grips, and that's why that sport has more of a pulling action to it. The only reason we're doing pushing now is because law enforcement came to the determination that they wanted that pushing into the suspect because it creates less damage. The damage is what they're going to lose their rear end in court, because that damage is what they're trying to sue them for, right? If a person gets ripped up and they can say that the dog was chewy on the bite, right? The lawyers will chew him up. The dog lets go a little bit, and each time he does, there's more of a tendency to have a ripping, and that ripping causes damage on the suspect. They don't want to cause damage on the suspect in a court of law, and or if they're being out. All right, I know. You don't want to let go, do you? Oh, good boy, good. All right, I'm going to give him another bite. Good boy, good, and I'll let him have it, right? He dug in, he dug it again, right away he got to win. And we'll keep that up. Now I'm going to take it away. When he wants more, and I'll end it. All right, so that whole prey cycle is key to you doing the job as a decoy and understanding that prey cycle. A lot of times they don't teach this to the young guys. They just tell them to hold the sleeve out a certain way and to run and to catch the dog, and they do every dog the same way within that competition, right, and in the sports. But when you're doing a decoy where you're trying to build a dog from the very beginning, you're trying to give that dog confidence and teach him the game. And so I always look at all this stuff that's the psychology of it. That's why you see me working this half circle. My body posture is backwards. That's prey, okay? And I know how to present that to the dog in the right way, and there's a whole concept behind the prey cycle that we build the dog, right? And then we teach him to accept pressure and fight for real. And that's ding, ding, fights on, ding, ding, fights out. Some of this gets into where the tables come in, and we teach the dog to accept pressure. And there's a whole concept behind all this stuff, right? It's not sport. It's in reality. Sport is in a criteria of scenarios that teach the dog to do a job
in relationship to the criteria of the sport that they've got to adhere to. Every sport has its own rule book, and every sport builds the dog a little differently. Ring sport builds their dogs a certain way, wrapped around the criteria of a sport. PSA, same thing, of a sport. But there's a lot more law enforcement because of the man that's the head of that organization, and he's got a little bit more law enforcement orientation, right? That's one of the reasons they're bringing in muzzles into that sport, because they've used muzzles in the law enforcement, right? And there's a reason that we use muzzles, to teach a dog to do a job a certain way. It takes the dog's mouth away from him. We teach him to have confidence in his body and to dominate over the bad guy or the decoy, and then that changes the dog's mental mind state when you're using this tool. And that tool is very versatile because it can be used for all kinds of other things. Building searches. Now I can take equipment out of the game because I'm safe. I don't have to worry about having equipment on because now the dog can't touch me. He's in a muzzle, right? Now I can do muzzle fighting. I can do some other things that change the game and then take away the equipment. And that's important in a law enforcement aspect or in a reality aspect, right? That's why we use muzzles. So there's a lot of things. Dante, you're going to be a little badass. You know that? You are going to be a little badass. All you want to do is go, go, go. Yes, sir. All right, go on, get. All right, more yakking to the screen when I come back to it. Dante is going to be a good boy, huh? Good boy, good. You're going to be a badass, huh? Good boy, good. Good boy, good. Yeah, good boy. You're going to be a badass, huh? Yeah, you are, huh? Yeah. All right, talk to you guys later.